Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Isaac Jackson of eXp Realty coming at you again with part three of our 4-part home buying process. Let's continue. Okay, here we are. We are now in part 3 of my 4-part home buying process. In parts 1 and 2, we talked about, and if you want to go back and watch those videos, you can, but in parts 1 and 2 of the home buying process that I put out earlier, in those videos, I discussed 4 steps of the home buying process. Step 1 was to meet with a real estate professional or find yourself a real estate agent and meet with that person. And then in step 2, it was to really get an understanding of your buying power. And that's simply just to go out and get pre-approved. Find a lender and get pre-approved. And then in step 3, it was to, after you've been pre-approved, because you want to go out, you don't want to go out and look for something that you can't afford. So you don't want to shop for what you can't pay for. So in step 3, it was to search for homes. So you know what you can afford, you know what your buying power is, so you want to go out and search for homes. Or your real estate agent should set you up to receive a list of homes maybe once or twice a week that meet the criteria that you give your realtor. You give them the criteria to search for homes in their database, and they should be able to send you, have that set up automatically and send you a list of homes, maybe once or twice a week, or however frequently you want to receive those homes. So that was step 3, search for homes, okay? And you should be able to get those homes either by email or text, whatever is convenient for you, but that's something that you would work out with your real estate agent. So once you found a home that that you like, you want to make an offer. This is step 4. Step 4 is to make an offer. And an offer, if you don't know, is how much you're willing to pay for the home that you found. So when you receive a listing of homes, it's going to have a price attached to the home or attached to that listing. And you may or may not want to pay that price. That would be something that you would work out with your real estate agent. So you make an offer, and that's a written offer. So it's not, you're not sitting at a table with the seller or the seller's agent and going back and forth. This is not like buying a car, unfortunately, or fortunately. So this is a written offer, and it's a step-by-step process, and those steps need to be followed to the T, because some sellers agents will just reject your offer if it's not presented correctly. Your real estate agent is going to prepare your written offer and present that to the seller's agent. And that seller's agent is going to present that offer to the actual seller of the home, or the person that owns the home. Now, it may be that they will collect multiple offers, and then they'll compare them. So they will get your offer along with some others, and then they will select the one that best meets the needs of the person that's actually selling their home. Now for our new information. This is the negotiation and contract piece of the home buying process. This is probably the moment you've been waiting for, the moment that your real estate agent's been waiting for, because this is where it can be tricky depending on the market. So I'm not really going to discuss the negotiation and contract process in detail, or I'm not going to discuss it in terms of the current market, because we're in a crazy market right now. It's kind of abnormal. At least for me, it's abnormal. Now, depending on the seller, the process may take a few tries. It just depends. You never know. It depends on how many offers they receive. It depends on several variables. But hang in there. You'll get the home if if the seller accepts your offer and the offer is presented in the right way. So if you have an agent that can finesse the process, you'll get the home. Be patient. You're on your way to getting the home. You just have to be patient, depending on what the market situation is. Now, the negotiation is not necessarily, like I said before, it's not necessarily a face-to-face negotiation like you're buying a car. It's a written process. For example, you make a written offer to the seller, or you tell your real estate agent what you're willing to pay. They craft a written offer and they present that to the seller's agent to be presented to the seller, and the seller will determine whether or not they accept the offer. Now, like I said before, it's a written process. It's not verbal. You don't submit an offer verbally. You submit a written offer. So, for example, you make a written offer to the seller and they reject it for one reason or another. For example, the offer may be too low. So, if they reject it, you can, or what they would do is make a counter offer. So, and that's essentially rejecting your offer, and they counter your offer. So let's say if you say, we're offering $185, for a house that's being listed at $200, and they might counter and say, well, we'll take $197. So that's your counter offer. And so let's talk about the contract. So let's talk about the contract. We talked about negotiation and how the offer is presented or how the offer is made. So let's talk about the contract. So let's say your offer was accepted, and if your offer gets accepted, then it's time to actually put a contract on the home. Now, you or actually your agent will prepare that contract with the specifics in the actual contract, and there's some forms that need to go with the contract, but I'm not going to go into detail about that. It would take too long. In most cases, the contract provides you with a timeline to obtain financing. So, for example, when you put the contract in, one of the things that you have to do is you have to put in an application for financing within 5 days. I do know that. And then you have to obtain financing within a certain period of time. So you were pre-approved, but that pre-approval does not mean that you have financing yet. That pre-approval just says, all right, you're good to go, and we can, you're in a position to actually get financing, but you need to actually obtain financing. So in addition to obtaining financing, the timeline also gives you time to inspect the physical condition of the home. So you can get a home inspection, actually. Now, in our current real estate market, this may or may not be the case because the inventory is low and some buyers may waive the inspection, or some buyers may actually waive the inspection because they're trying to get the house. So if you buying the home is contingent on an inspection, the seller might say, well, if that's the case, I have another offer over here, and it may be at the same offering price, and so the other offer is not contingent on an inspection, and they will probably go with the offer that does not include the home inspection. So that's just something that you need to keep in mind. But I recommend getting an inspection. Now, your real estate professional will inform you of all your rights and responsibilities related to the contract. They will inform you of all your rights and responsibilities related to the contract. That's their job, and that's what they're actually getting paid for. Even though you might not be paying them, that's what they're getting paid for. So let's move on to step 6. We discussed step 5, so let's discuss step 6. Step 6 is the escrow. So you made an offer was accepted, you're obtaining financing. So let's talk about the escrow. This is where you as the buyer and the seller have agreed to the price and the terms of the home purchase. And so at this point, the home is effectively held for you until you close on the home. So you made an offer was accepted, and now the escrow is where you actually put money down. It's called, you put down what they call earnest money. So the seller needs to know that you're serious. So you need to put down some funds to show that you're serious about making a purchase and that they're not wasting their time. So, and at this point, like I said before, the home is effectively yours pending you getting financing and you getting financing to actually purchase the home. So that's step 5 and 6. And so we will end with part 4 of the home buying process, which is steps 7 and 8. And you should see that in about a week. All right. You all have a blessed day.